Hi, this is Alex from Groovy Entertainment. Today, I'm going to talk about the movie I saw yesterday, Friday night, called Little Women. Now, this will be the first time I do a script episode because I wrote it all down so I wouldn't forget it. So, Little Women was made in 1933, the one I saw, and I think I would have liked this version from RKO. However, in comparison, the older version is just pretty dreadful, and this is odd coming from me because I enjoy classic movies and would have expected to prefer the original, whereas the 1933 version is at time just awful. Now I know it was directed by the great George Cantor and starred Catherine Hepburn, but neither was on top of their game, especially Hesper. Their little indication in her overly broad performance here that she one day be a multiple Academy Award winner. Here she talks very fast and seems rather flake. As for the rest of the cast, they are okay, but the film lacks charm and polish. And this being what's that word? Meriden C. Cooper produced this movie, and he's the one that did a lot of action films. But this wasn't his best film at all. And King Kong came out the same year and was 10 times better than Little Women. And Meriden C. Cooper did a lot of he did a lot of John Wayne movies. He did Stethoscope. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have Stethoscope at all. And but this one wasn't his best. I don't the colors were black and white, but it's like it looks real clear. The version I saw, so I'm not complaining about the 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 version. It was clear as can be. The sound wasn't that great. I had to turn the volume up a lot just to hear the people talk, and it didn't really have much action going for it. The only action it had going for it was that they kept walking back and forth or standing up or move or talking with their lips. Now I'm gonna give a little spoiler on this movie. You probably seen this movie 100 times. This is my first time seeing any version of this film. Now it's set 1860 during the Civil War. Four sisters, a mother, and an aunt live together. The March family father isn't around as he is at war. Family learn to be selfless in their difficult times. Hesper is very over the top and quite annoying in the film, like I said before. Joe meet Laura, the neighbor, and Joe meet Laura, the neighbor, and they get along well and meet Mr. Lawrence, who is actually very nice. Joe sells a story she has apparently been working on. Way too many scenes was screeching and it's just going on with all the girls talking over each other. Yeah, I thought that too. Now I wrote the script, but I'm going back and forth as as somebody else wrote it because I got so much in my mind, and I agree what I wrote. I wrote this last night real fast. Mother has to go to Washington to see her husband in the hospital. They could have probably took that scene out. Beth gets very sick and their mother returned, but Beth recovered and their father returned. And that movie, some of the scenes didn't make any sense in my mind. I never read the book or heard about the story at all. Only thing I heard of the story was the title, and I thought it didn't really sound like a good title. But the poster of this poster, the poster of this movie I seen today looked pretty good. for the 1930s. They knew how to make good movie posters. Meg marries Brooks. Laura Professor, right? Laura Professor had love for Joe, and she comes up with plenty of excuses and says she doesn't love him, even though she does. So this has like a little teacher and student love, and that must have been daring back in this day. Yeah, this is 1930s, so this is pre-code era. And then Joe leaves town and is going to work taking care of some children. That could have been left out, made the film a little shorter. Amy and Aunt March are going to Europe together, and Laura is there. So they couldn't just take her and all three go together. Joe cries over Laura, but it's her fault in the first place for saying no. Don't feel for her. Yeah, the professor is in love with Joe. The same thing I said on the top. She's in love with her the teacher in love with her, and she's in love with the teacher. Sounds kind of weird for the time, but maybe it was normal for this going on back in the 30s or the 1800s. Maybe when this book was written. Let's see. Beth gets sick again and leaves the professor to go home. Film does not blend together very well, as almost everything ends abruptly, like they tried to force too much into the film. Yeah, it was. They could have made a better film if they just left some things out, made the film shorter than trying to push this film into an hour and 50. I think it was an hour and 57 minutes. It was like a 2 hour. It was almost a 2 hour long film. So they either could cut it down to make it shorter, or they could have made it longer to fit the pieces together. So it wouldn't feel so jumbled up. It was like some of them some of them TV shows that they rush it in so fast that they're trying to they're trying to wrap the show up, and they just it's not good all the time. That's why I like two-parter episodes because then they can't wrap the show up too fast. You have a whole nother part, so they can wrap that up a little faster. You see, Beth passes with Joe by her side. That uh, that probably that was a sad scene. Of course, after getting that far into the film, I was just happy they did something more to the film. Laura is becoming fond of the army in Europe. That's not even the only good scene about that they had the army. I think if I didn't forget, I think it had a action war scene in the movie. Now I could have probably got that. It was putting me to sleep. This movie was, so I could have dreamed that it had an action war scene in the movie. But I'm not. I'm thinking it did have one. Let's see. Joe says love mean more to her now. Then we see Laura with a mustache, and he is married to Amy now, and tell Joe. Okay, I figured it out now. Laura is a man. Okay, so see, it was it was so slow that I didn't know, I didn't remember that Laura was a man and not a woman. See, see how bad this film was? Made me forget who characters was. Professor come to see Joe while she is out and leaves her something. He left her a little present. I forget what the present is. The professor friend published her book and asked Joe to marry him. Now, the professor was an old man. He must have been in his 60s. And this old man falls in love with this kid and helps this kid out. Cause I think they was either in middle school or high school. I don't know how old the people supposed to be in the movie. They look pretty old, but I think they were old because they were old, like they do in all the kind of kids films to get old people to play kids. So I think they were old like that, but I don't know if they were. I don't know what grade they were supposed to be in. she ridiculously, eh, so ridiculously that she ends up with him. Yeah, how did she end up with an old man? That was terrible, and it had a terrible ending. Bad movie that does too many things instead of focusing on the character. So don't focus. Ray don't focus on the character at all. Now I don't know if the book is 100 times better than the movie, and I was gonna watch the 1949 version of Little Women, but this movie terrible, and and it didn't copy what the book was supposed to be. I think the 1949 only thing might be terrible too, but only thing going for that movie it is set it was made after World War II. So they're so got the war mind going. They're so happy for the war being over that they might add some extra action scenes to it, and it's in color. So the color might make it not so boring. But if it's the same way as the 1933 film, I ain't gonna. I won't sit through it. I'll be writing another movie and hoping that it's better. But if you guys saw the 1949 film, you can leave it in the comments and you can tell me if you think I should watch that one next. And you can tell me if it's better than the 1933 one. Not now. I don't care about the colors because black and white color films, I like them both the same. But I want to know if it's better than what I did, what I got done watching. And I know it got some great actresses in the movie, so that's a plus. Even this one had great actresses. It just they didn't play the movie good. So I can't give them a bonus if they're gonna play bad also. So this was my review of Little Women from 1933. So please like, subscribe, share, and comment, and have a groovy day. And you can leave your thoughts on this film in the comments too, and I'll read it and see if you liked the film more than I did or less than I did. And I'll have another video coming out real soon.